Okay, so everybody always asks me about this kit, and this is what I use: the Meguiar's heavy duty headlight restoration kit. And what this comes with is, I've used it a little bit before, so obviously it's a little worn down, but it comes with 2 sandpaper pads, and it comes with this little cool little Meguiar's foam velcro attached, so you can do it by hand. And it comes with 3000 grit and 1000 grit. Then it comes with a little polish brush or buffer, so you can put on the end of your drill. And it comes with a little styrofoam sponge. Also with Meguiar's Plastic X polish. And then a headlight sealant, which this stuff really works pretty good. Helps out a lot. So a lot of people always ask me what I do on there. And like I showed in my previous videos, I just buffed these with my buffer, my Torque X, and the Chemical Guys compound and polish, which turns out pretty good. But if you see from an angle, they still have that yellow haze on them kind of, and that's where sanding them and polishing and protecting them comes in. So basically what you got to do is I'll show you, you're dipping this in some hot water, and you're sanding with these 2 different grids of sandpaper. And then you're buffing it with the Polish X, and then you're sealing it with the headlight sealing, basically. So, it's just a little bit of work. I will show you on here really quick. I'm going to get everything set up, and I'll do one and show you guys how it's done, okay? Okay, guys. So I'm starting with, like I showed you, the 1000 grit on sandpaper. If you're not familiar, the lower the number, the actually more coarse and rough the sandpaper is. So 1000 grit isn't too bad, but for headlights, you don't want to go too high because you don't want to cause some damage that you can't reverse. But basically, what you're going to do is dunk it in some hot water. Hot works better. I mean, you could do cold if you absolutely need to. I just shake it off a little bit, and then you're just going to go over. Now, normally if you're super worried about your paint, I would tape around here. But I just got done cleaning and buffing this, and it's, it is what it is. I saved it the best I can, but it's not new paint. If it was like the Prelude, I honestly probably wouldn't even put the paint. I'd probably just take the headlights off. But usually some blue painter's tape around your corners, your bumper, everything is a good idea, Normally, if I ever do anybody else's, I always do that. Absolutely. But, so you're going to want to sand all over it. And really, you don't got to do much here, guys, if you've already buffed it. If it's worse off, then obviously you got to do more. Now, you can wipe this off and start anew with the next sandpaper grid, the 3000, but honestly, it's wet. I like to keep it where it's wet, so that way I can just sand it again. So I come over here, and I stick this one on, basically. Don't know if I can do this with you guys on there. But see, just stick it right on the Meguiar's little foam pad. Dip it in the water. Shake it off. Bam. Simple as that, guys, as far as the sanding goes. And like I said, depending on the shape of your headlights, you might have to sand a little bit longer. But honestly, it may not look like it's working much, but then when you take it off and you wipe everything down, you're actually going to be pretty surprised on how it looks. Okay, guys, so then you're going to want to grab your polish or your Plastic X polish. You're going to grab a drill of your choice, and then you're going to put a little bit on there. And then what I come over and I do is, well, first let me wipe the headlight off. That would probably be good. That's one thing I forgot to do. Trying to do all this with one hand. So you can see as you wipe it all off, it's a little hazy, and you can see where the sanding was done when it just looked like that one right there. Now look at it. So I just kind of push the polish on there so it doesn't shoot everywhere. Rub it all in, and then you start polishing, which I won't be able to record that, but I'll show you guys after. You can see just after I polished it. Now you're gonna have the yellow strings and dust everywhere from it. Just shoots off everywhere. It's always a pain in the ass. But I haven't even wiped the polish off, so I'll show you guys as I do it how much better it looks. So keep in mind, these are original headlights from 2000, and that's how they turned out. I mean, they're pretty far gone, but to be honest with you, for them to look like that after what they did look like, I'll put up a picture right next to this one. There's a big difference there, and I haven't even finished the coating on it yet, where you can see that one's a little bit dimmer and darker and a little bit yellower, whereas that is definitely a lot brighter. So we'll put the protectant on there and show you guys that in just a second. Okay guys, so with this protectant, the sealant, you're gonna come and put a few drops in there. You don't really need too much. Right there is probably overkill as it is. This stuff goes pretty far. You can soak up what you dropped. I'm gonna come over here and get my little stool. There we go. All right. And what I like to do, this is gonna be a pain in the ass because I'm not left-handed, but I'll go over it a few times because eventually this stuff does get sticky. You want to just make a nice even coat and catch what leaks through and drops. And this is a good sealant. Don't worry if you get some on the paint and stuff, it's not going to harm it. You can wipe it off as long as you wipe it off in a timely manner. So I try to make it pretty even, because if you don't, you can see the streaks and the lines in it, and it ends up looking pretty bad. But don't worry if it looks a little streaky at first, that's normal. It does dry really well. You just want to make sure you evenly coat the whole headlight. And as you can see, it's already drying there, so that's what that little sponge is for in the kit. Don't forget to do that, or they will start yellowing pretty quick. So there you go guys, again, the headlight restoration kit from Meguiar's, the heavy duty, works great. You can see the difference between the left headlight and the right headlight if you really pay attention. Definitely a big difference. See how much shine's coming from that, how much newer that looks, in better shape. That still looks clean, pretty decent, but nowhere near as polished and clean as that one. So alright guys, hope that helps. If you have any questions, just ask me. Pretty simple how to go about on that and what you need to do, okay? And then again, mask, your paint around if you're really worried about it. Grab some of that blue painter's tape and you'll be good to go.